Hey everybody, welcome to JTV Extra. I'm Sandra Younger, and I hope that everyone had a safe and happy New Year. Can you believe it's already 2025? This is going to be a good year. This is going to be like the best year for like making jewelry and just like having fun because we're going to be making these guys. This is going to be the first project of 2025. And what's so neat about it, it's blingy and it's easy. And when I say that I went nuts with these, I kid you not. Look at all of these. That's because there are two additional ones. Because what I did here was, I was like trying like adding beads, just like different configurations and just, I don't know what it is about those beads, but I just couldn't stop making stuff. I mean, because if you average it out, I mean, each bracelet takes about 25 minutes, and I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I made 14 of these things, and it's these little like connectors. I don't know what they are, but when I saw them, they've got the bling, and they were just like extremely like addicting. And there are these other beads that are on the show, which I'll do the products in just a minute. But these guys, they're unbelievable. They have little tiny holes. I mean, they're little. I mean, I take that back. They're little tiny beads, but they've got big holes. Huge, huge favorite. I know that I say like in a bit that I wish I had a bathtub full of these, and I mean it because they are extremely versatile. Anyway, if this is your first time on this show, you can ask questions, leave comments down below. You can share the show. There is a share button, love button, and off to your, I don't know if it's your left or my left, but you can shop any of the products. And also, if you're watching from not JTV, from Facebook, make sure and hop on to the JTV Extra site. And probably one of the fastest, easiest ways to get to it, because a lot of people email me, they say I can't find it, I have a hard time getting to it. Every week I put a link on my homepage. It says JTV Extra. You can click on that and you can see the latest project, and you can get a direct link to the show. Anyway, here are the products that are on today's show, and I tell you, I am so excited about this project. All righty, let's see what we have today. Okay, our first product is, this a waxed jewelry cord. It's great for jewelry making. This one, it comes in black and natural. And what I like about these, it's 2-ply, it has wax, and which means it can be melted. And there's probably about 160 yards. I mean, these are big spools. And right now, these are only $29.99. That is a really good deal. I use wax cord like all the time. I love wax cord. And then next we have, oh my gosh, guys, I went crazy with these. I mean, they were just so blingy and cute. Check them out. I just made so many different, I wanted literally one in every single color. So, I have like the coral, the blue, the black, and this is today's project. So it's so cute. And I'm not stopping yet because my goal is to use every single one of them because and just stack. They're just so cute. Isn't that just like adorable? Check that out. Man, these are really cute. And I'm not kidding. You will have lots of fun with these. I mean, once you get them, you just cannot stop because you just want to make more and more and more. And when I say that, I mean, it was just like an addiction when I started using them. I can't stop. It's crazy. And so, okay, so the next item, okay, these look really big, but look at the pin on the right-hand side. They're very tiny. But one thing that's really amazing about these is even though they're really, really tiny, the hole is really big considering how small they are. And, I use these to make I don't know how to explain it, the end, the slide knot on a bracelet. Instead of making a slide knot, I used one of these. I used a Griffin number 10, and it just, I don't know, it's just so tiny. I'll show it in a little bit during the show, but it was just a teeny weeny itty bitty little slide thing, and it fit. I just couldn't believe it. It was just unbelievable. So I really, really like these. I just wish I had a bathtub full of them. That's all I can say because I really like these a lot. Extremely versatile. As a matter of fact, I use them on a couple of the bracelets. You could see I use them on the sides there. So definitely get these. And let's see, they're stainless steel. It says 2.5 a millimeter, and you get a 350 of these. So, I mean, they'll keep you busy for a while. And so let's see, ooh, this jewelry component and finding set. Let's see what's in the box. You get all this stuff in a box. You get head pins, those flat round things in the middle, those are glue-on bails of an assortment of clasps, the pinch bails, and then these little end caps. I have a close-up picture of these here so you can get an idea of what the patterns look like. And I really like the clasp. The mechanism is great, and I like, you know, the smaller clasp. I mean, it's just like the right size of small. You know how you can have like 5 sizes of small clasp, but these are just the right size. And the pinch bails, they're all the same design, except they're 3 different sizes. And let me see. Oh yeah, on the bottom left, on the glue-ons, the smaller one has a front-facing hole, while the one on the left has it's like a, you know, it goes left to right. And then you've got an assortment of like head pins. Some of them are like the hook type. You can see the first ones there, and then the ball ones, and then just the regular type. And then on the far right, it's like a more of a decorative. It's got like the ball with the, you know, an additional accent. So you get a lot of like, and oh, you know what? I didn't mention the jump rings on top. These are open. I don't have the round ones here. I just have the oval ones, but you get round and oval, and you know, it's just a really great assortment. So, you know, you never know when you're going to need like one little component. So this is a really great. It's a bulk supply kit. They weren't kidding when they said that. And let's see. Ooh, okay. These are really interesting. You know, when I didn't know. Okay, DZI. I had to look it up because it is pronounced Z. So these are like Z inspired. Let's see, what does it say here? Brown and white Tibetan DZI inspired bead strand. And I had some fun with these. Let's see, what did I make? I made this this necklace with just one of the beads, and I put some little dangles on the bottom there. And then I made a bracelet using, I don't know, it was like the hand woven technique that I showed many shows ago. So, because I wanted like something thick and, you know, like bulky. Let me see, do I have it here? No, I don't have it nearby, but it's really cool, really fun set of beads that I don't have the other ones, because it comes with the brown set as well. And those are about, they look like about 8.5 millimeter. I think they'd make a really cool like stretch bracelet, or I don't know, some kind of bracelet, because they're really, really pretty. I think they're gorgeous beads. So let's see anything else I have to say about these new, except I think they're cool. And you know, it was really neat because you know, honestly, just one bead, I mean, I thought was, you know, sufficient, because it's just so, I would call these dramatic. And really, really cool. And then last, the garnet faceted 3 millimeter round. I had some fun with these. Okay, so I made this necklace, and it's all knotted. There are little teeny weeny knots in between. And then what I did was I paired it with these are little tiny hematite, and you could see like the up close knots that I did here. So, you know, I just thought it looked really, it looks really, really nice on. I mean, I really like this necklace. And the garnet beads are probably one of my favorites. You can pair them up with pearls or silver, or I don't know. And you get a lot of them, as a matter of fact. Let's see, you get how many? Ooh, 5 strands. You know, you know, when I started out, I was feeling really ambitious. I thought, I'm going to just knot all of them. But, you know, I thought, you know what, that's going to make a really long necklace. And so, you know, I thought, nah, this is pretty. It's dainty. It's just right. I love it. And then last but not least, the Knotty-Do-It-All, which is a fantastic cord knotting and design tool. And we have both our large board and our small one. And these, okay, this board, it's made out of a light colored wood, and that's, you know, because dark wood, it would just like strain your eyes. But it comes with the DVD and an ebook for those of you that prefer, you know, your instruction via DVD. But online, there are just so many lessons. It's just crazy. and you do get a password to the lessons that are on my website, just like additional, tips, tricks, and projects. But also check out the tab on my homepage, the JTV Extra tab, because there are like I think I counted over 50 lessons. I think there are over 60 now. I mean, there are just a lot of them. And the neat thing is the hardware, it's reconfigurable, and I teach so many different knotting techniques. It's, you'll see today we're going to be doing like this a different kind of macrame bracelets with the little without the slide knot on the end. Really really cool and interesting. Let's see, we got that there. And let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, the small board that I mentioned, that one. Yes. Okay, so this one is the travel size. It can be used side by side with the big board if you wanted like a mega board. Travel, I take this one with me everywhere I go because I love making jewelry, and it seems like that's all I ever want to do. Small spaces, even if I don't have a favorite. I use them both like interchangeably. So let's see, anything, did I miss anything? Nope. So those are all the products that are on today's show. So if you see anything you like, make sure and grab it. And don't forget to use your Brilliant Cash if you have any. Make sure and check out your JTV account. Okay. One thing I learned about these beads here, these Z beads, those little round things on them, they're eyes. So you could have like the 9-eye, the 12-eye. Isn't that interesting? I need to like find out more about these, depending on the number of eyes that are on the bead, that depends on the bead's like powers. Anyway, I was looking here, and I'm noticing that we have a new person in the house. Holly, welcome. And I want to say hi to everybody that's here today because we have a fantastic show. Let's see. Oh my God, Christy. Christy. Christy sent in a bracelet last night, but it will be on next week's show because it'll be on next week's show. It'll be the first one. It's really cool, actually. I thought it was really interesting. Susan, Susanna, like Holly, Michael, Joan, Julie, Robin. Oh my God, guys, thank you so much for joining the show. We're going to be making these really cool bracelets. And yeah, I used I had to use a can from like hairspray because it just happened to be the perfect size of an arm. So I'm going to try to get creative with this. Maybe put a cap on it so it doesn't look like a spray paint can. I mean, isn't that terrible? Like, I wish I could find a display that was like this thick, but not I'm going to have to find a way to whatever, right guys? Like sometimes like whatever it takes, whatever works. And what I did on this one, I just like spray painted it. So it kind of, looked more like an arm rather than a spray paint can. But okay, before we get into that, should I do it before or after? You know what? I'll do it because I've got extra time today. I don't need a timekeeper because I can take my time. Okay, I want to talk about, let's talk about this one here. Because remember those little teeny weeny beads I was talking about? Those, and it's a product JLW12667. Okay, I've always wanted a bead that I could just make a little tiny slide knot with, just something tiny. And these just happen to be perfect. So I just got it in there. So you can, you know what I'm saying? So, maybe if after towards the end of the show, if I don't go over too much, I'll give you the basic gist of how to do that. And I think this is a size 10 Griffin. So it just fits. And it's so like, sometimes you just want something tiny, lightweight, and unobtrusive. Well, these beads are just like perfect. Okay, so we are going to make this project now. Ooh, I'm very excited. Who was it that had not macrame? Was it Holly? Well, this is going to be like mostly macrame. Okay, so the thing with this one is you can see that it doesn't have a macrame slide knot. See that? because what I did was when I crisscrossed the ends, instead of taking an additional piece of thread, putting it on, and then doing a macrame slide knot, I crisscrossed them over, and then I just continued to macrame. But when I made this one, and this is something that happened, I don't know, the last time I made it, and I'm just like, yeah, this is not a viable project. Because when I made it, I see that I couldn't close it. And I was like, God, there's got to be a way, because on the rest of them, after I figured out what the deal was, you know, they're easy to close. And it's not because, you know, these are longer, you know, it's not because, you know, I have, you know, more beads. There's like these little things along the way. And what it is, let me see, let me put this one on. Okay. See, I can't even get it on. I need like, see, I can't even, yeah. Huh. Okay, so what the problem was these here are too long. Isn't that like weird? Like something like that will contribute to the problem. I didn't think it would, but I started like just trying anything to see what fixed the problem. And so you want to make these like short. So I did six additional macrames on each side. But the other thing that was really important was that when you make them, okay, you have to keep you keep like doing the macrame until they slightly like cross over each other. Don't do your macrame to where they like butt up. They have to like slightly go over each other. And for some reason, I don't know why, those two things, boom, every single one of them I made worked. And this, the measurements, they're pretty simple. And my goal is like when you're making something, you want to like remember like what the measurements were, so that way you don't have to like, you know, like, oh, what were they? What, you know, so just remember 20, 20, 40, 40. 20, 20, 40, 40. That means you need 2 strands of 20, 2 strands of 40. And that's for a 6 to 6.5 inch. As long as you remember those numbers, it's going to be easy. Because if you need to make like, let's say like a 7 inch, just add 5 inches. So it'll be, and the reason is because you're like, well, how do you know that? Well, so what I did was, it's very interesting, because if you're going to add, let's say it's 6 inches, and you say, oh, I want it 7. Since it's a 2-sided bracelet, you need to add 1/2 inch on each side, because if you add 1 inch on just one side, that one side's going to be too long. And so I thought, oh, how much like extra thread goes into 1/2 inch of like macrame? Well, the answer is 2.5 inches. And because I macramed it and I snipped it, I took it off, took it back apart, and I measured it, and it's 2.5 inches. So that lets me know that I need to add 5 inches to the total. And the thing is, you'll have like working thread left over, but you need that working thread so you have something to grab onto while you're doing the project. So let's see here. I have my little thing on here. Let's see, let's see. Let me see if there are any questions. And I'm using the wax cord in the 0.5 millimeter, which some of you might have plenty of it. And one thing that I did was, and I talk about this a lot because sometimes, you know, you'll have cord like S-Lon or C-Lon that's not waxed, but it needs a little bit of wax. So you'll have to put wax on there. And sometimes you'll have like the wax jewelry cord like this stuff that even though it's got wax, maybe for certain projects, it's a little bit too much wax. So the easy way to fix that problem, and I know that Holly is new here, is what I do is let me grab my faithful old rag. I just get a rag, sandwich the thread in between, and I put a lot of pressure on it. Sometimes I just like fold it and like step on it and like kind of rub it back and forth. And my husband says you should make a video doing that because, you know, I'm like, but I don't want to show my foot. But Yeah, you get the idea. You just got to like let's rub off as much wax as possible so that way it's and it's amazing. I mean, you rub off that wax and it gets really smooth. It's like putting wax on a car and it's kind of sticky and disgusting, and then after you polish it, it's like nice and smooth. Well, it does pretty much the same thing to the cord. So I'm going to be doing red here. Let me just like zoom in a bit. I'm going to be using red so that way you can see what I'm doing, because there are like your base cord and then the one that you're macrameing over. And this one here, I made this one in case we run out of time. So as you can see here, we've got a base, and then on this side, on the outside is our macrame cords. So so you got your two 40-inch strands here, and what I did on one of them is I strung on 6 beads. So let's see, and you can. Since this is like the macrame on the outside, which a lot of you are familiar with, if you want more, you can put more, because I think I made this. Where did it go? Where did that one break? Yeah, this one turned out. I mean, this one was experimental. You know, I'm lying. I am just flat out lying. It was not experimental. It was more like a mistake, because I was listening to Mr. Ballin. You know, I don't know if any of you are familiar with him. And he was talking about places people went but shouldn't have gone. And I was just like listening to him. I was like macrameing away. And then by the time I knew it, I had way over macrameed. And I'm like, I ain't taking that apart. So I decided to get creative, because it ended up like that long and it should have been like that long. I don't know what I was thinking. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to see what I could do with this. So I did the other side, I did it equally as long, and then I put like a piece of faux leather on this side, and I put a macrame slide knot. The only thing I didn't like about this, I should have used, I think, like maybe a smaller button or something, because, but otherwise I do like the design, and I guess that's how designs happen sometimes. They're just like mistakes, but you know, that one and this one I put like more beads. So it just depends on, you know, like the design that you want. So let me get these are my two 20-inch strands, and I'm going to put this one like aside. And what you do is you just take the bottom, pop it through right here, just like that. See that? And then you bring it, and this is basically like a lark's head. So you've got your two cords. See that? And that little space in there, that is where we are going to string on our red cord. I'm going to just grab whichever one. I don't know, it's the one with the beads or, yeah, mistakes. Yeah. But, you know, I kept thinking, God, I honestly, God, this is so funny. I was like, I better stop while I'm ahead, because then I thought that button's so big. Maybe I should like sand it down, saw it I thought I better stop before this thing turns into a total like disaster. Have you ever done that? Like you make a recipe and then it doesn't taste right. So you start like adding stuff to like fix it, and it just turns into something like really like disgusting. So, I mean, that's kind of sort of what was happening to me. Oh, wait, hang on. Let me fix this, zoom in. And so I put that, and then I just strung that other like cord in. So I'm going to like snug it down. You saw, did you guys see what I did? Let me show you that again. So basically that lark's head knot, or I don't know what they call them, knots or whatever, but it's just like that. It's like a P. I'm going to pull this to tighten it. I'm going to clip this over here, and then even the ends out. Make sure they're like when you pull them, because nothing's worse when you get to the end and there's just so much space. So I'm just gonna start doing like, oh, this is for like Holly. Hey, Tess. Oh, Rhonda, I want to know what happened the other night. Okay, so when you the way I mean, I know that there's like a million ways that people teach macrame, but I teach it like one way because it's easy to remember, and you always start on the left. So left side, always. Let me zoom in here. So I'm going to start with like on the top. Let me just lock the focus in. And then I go, it's always like a letter C on the left. You start with that letter C. So it's going to be on the top, and you say, okay, where's the loop? There's only one way to go. There's only one place this string could go. So it's going to go like under. And then you do like a bottom. Let me just tighten this a little bit. And then you see how you have your letter C, but this time it's going to be on the bottom. This one's going to go on the bottom of that. And then this is going to go like through this loop on this side. So there's a top and a bottom. And if you need like a little more tension on the cord, you could just, one thing I do is I kind of like twist it around like that. And there's a top and a bottom. And then, you know, I always say, oh, and then you count. That's a 3, 4. But honestly, guys, I always lose count. But I'm counting. This is 5, 6, 7, 8. I always lose count. So what I did, I was actually patient, and I did like count on this one. But so if I lose count, all I have to do is line these two up and just like macrame it till it gets to that spot. So what did I say that was? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, there. Okay, 13. Okay. And okay, wait, no, I did 14. Okay, so I did 14. Okay. The number that you pick, that's up to you. I picked 14 because 14 is my lucky number. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do 14 and then I'm going to slide a bead down on each side. But you could do 10. You could do like more in between. You know, you are the designer. So I did 14 and then I slid the beads down. And I know, and then you could like add beads on the outside. Holly, in case you said you didn't macrame much. So usually, you know, you have beads in the middle, but like, I think, was it last week's lesson where, no. I think it was the week before that we had like beads on all strands. It was a really cool lesson. So macrame is really, how do I want to say that? It's very versatile. And one of these days, there's another macrame lesson that I'm going to do. You guys want to see it? Do you want a sneak peek on another macrame lesson? I'm going to see. I want to see if you guys are listening. If you have the volume turned down, because I have this other macrame lesson that I want to do. And see, so, oh, Shelly, yes. Okay, let me show you. Okay, this is just a prototype. It's not my favorite color combination, but I picked it because the colors were really cool, but like, check it out. I'm thinking, you know, maybe like purple and green, or like maybe white with like black, or just, I'm waiting for some really cool 6mm beads to get like rolled in. I think if I were to do this one over, I would have picked maybe like a darker brown, but I just did this for like just for science to see how it would turn out. And I really, really like it. It's chunky, it's cool, and it's macrame. Isn't that crazy if you just adding stuff? So this is going to be a future project, and I can't wait to do this one. This is just really, really cool. And in case you're wondering, it's crazy, but this is 7 strands. Because the thing is, I made that bracelet like, I don't know, like years ago, and then for the longest time, I'm like, how did I do it? Because I was just like doodling, because you know we do that. And then I forgot. And then the other day I thought, I'm going to see if I could remember, because something in my brain told me that it was 7 strands. And then so I put my 7 strands together. And then I'm like, ah, that's it. So that is going to be a future project, and I think it's going to be really, really cool. I can't wait for that one. And I know that several years ago, I'll tell you a little story. When I was in Tucson, a customer came to my booth and she had purchased a bracelet that she'd paid a lot of money for. It was like $250, and it was just like that. It was made with pearls, and it started to come apart, like right at the end, one of the ends here. It would just like it just started like completely just falling apart, and she couldn't like figure out what the problem was. And I mean, I was able to figure it out because it had a lot to do with the way it was constructed. So on my version, I made a few tweaks so that it would be like rock solid. So it'd be like literally like impossible for it to break unless the ring broke. Because one thing that drives me nuts is like anything that, especially when you make it with cord and it falls apart. Oh my God. There's this forum that I belong to, and no, I don't belong to it. That's a lie. I check it out once in a while. It's on Reddit, Bracelet Craft, and always I see like the same styles of bracelets that fall apart, and you know, people want to know, how can I fix this? And I think some of you be familiar with these bracelets. They're either made with like cotton or leather. They're straight, and then they just put these, they just get a bunch of strands and just tie them together. And then on top of that, they put an adjustable slide knot on that. I mean, that is a disaster waiting to happen. Because when I do my multi-strands, I mean, I make them to last, not fall apart. I mean, you could open them, close them, and nothing's going to happen. They're just extremely like strong. And whenever I can, I do help those people out. Let's see how I'm doing. How am I doing? Do you guys have like any like bracelet disaster stories? Do you guys like have a bracelet that you really like and it broke and you don't know how to fix it? Maybe I can help. Maybe that would be a good show. You know, like stuff that like broke that you want to fix. Okay, I'm gonna check. I doubt that I've gotten there yet, but I'm gonna check because I don't want to do what happened like on the Mr. Ballin show, like where I completely like messed up. So basically, you just you keep going. Let's see. Well, we got plenty of time. In this project, by the way, guys, in case you're wondering, like, well, what's my time commitment on this? It's going to be, I timed myself probably about a 25-minute lesson. Let's see. Let me just keep going here. Yeah, and you know, also if you guys like have any ideas of like things that you want on the show, just like send me a picture or an email, because I know I've gotten ideas from you guys. I mean, once in a while I'll get one where it's just like mysterious to me that I just cannot figure it out. Okay. Ooh. Almost, girl. I almost went over. See how easy it is? Oh my goodness. Is that it? Let's check it out. Well, that's it. Okay. And then when you do the other side, it's really easy. Don't even take it off. Just, I mean, not all off. Because what I do is I just take this part off, and then see this? I just flip it around like that. And the only thing you need to be concerned with is that this is like straight to the, it doesn't even have to be, but isn't that cool? You don't even have to take the whole thing off. So you just come in on this side, and I'll show this part again in case you missed it. Right? Oh, Pat, you're good. Sandra says she didn't need a time. I know. Oh, I got some extra time. So this, you pop it in through the bottom, just like that, and divide these and then grab it and then right through here. And then you come in and put your cord just like this. And then you line these up like that. And you just repeat. See, I'm just gonna like pull this. You know, I think I finally figured it out. What I liked about this project. Have you ever listened to like songs like what was it? There's a song called "See You Again" and then "Despacito." They've got like two completely different genres of like music, like put into the song. You get like this Latin, whatever, and then you get like this rap music. And it's kind of like the same thing with that song "See You Again." It's like this ballad, and then all of a sudden it goes into like a rap. I think it's like the same thing with these bracelets. You get like that bling that's it's so elegant, but then it's like mixed in with like a real like casual, like organic style, like macrame. It's kind of like I don't know. I guess some form of like cognitive dissonance or something. I don't know what the word is, but do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's like wearing like cowboy boots with a wedding dress, or I don't know. What is there I mean, is there like a name for that type of thing? Oh, let's see what. Okay, I saw something about something. Okay, I'm looking at you guys' comments. Writing a tattoo song just like that. Oh, really? Ooh, I can't wait for that song. In case of some of you don't know, but Tess Barr is a famous singer. I mean, if you ever look her up, you would be like astounded. Like it's unbelievable. Just like look on YouTube, and amazing voice. It's just like, wow. Did you sing to your kids, Tess, when they were like little, like lullabies? And I bet they were just like blown away every time Mom sang a like Rockabye Baby. I bet it was like really stylized. Or I don't know. That's just like, or Happy Birthday to You. I mean, oh my gosh, that's like insane. I bet you were just like the amazing. Right, Susanna? Rustic chic. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I like that. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm just like macrameing away, and you just do the same thing. And let's see. Oh yeah, they hated it. Oh, I want to see. Lullabies didn't work. I had to yell out. Oh, I knew it. Oh, isn't that like sad when like everyone's kids except your own think, oh, your mom's cool, and they'll be like, no, she's not. No. 'Cause, my I have a cousin, she's in the music industry, and her kids they don't think it's cool at all that she's a musician. They just think I don't know, what is wrong with kids? Huh, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I think honestly, even if I ask my kids, oh yeah, this is really pathetic. This is like, she's like, oh yeah, I was telling my friends about you. And I'm like, oh, what did you say about me? Oh, that you're a photographer. I'm like, I'm not a photographer. I'm a jewelry designer, and I do live streams. Like, where did this like even come from? Like, a photographer? Great. Like, thank you. They're like, oh wow, that's cool. Your mom's a photographer. And I'm just like, no, that was like 20 years ago. I was like, haven't you been keeping up with what I do? I mean, guys, ask your kids what you do, and I bet you they're gonna be like, I don't know. It's unbelievable. Photographer, yeah. I mean, I think just because I like take pictures of like stuff like once in a while. They think I'm a photographer, and I'm sitting there thinking, you know, they think I do like, you know, you hear photographer and they're like, oh, is she like a sports photographer? Does she do surfing, skateboarding, football? I'm just like, oh my God. No, no, no. Oh, thank you, Michael. Yeah, I know how to take a picture. I mean, just because you know how to take a picture doesn't make you, you know, a photographer. Maybe it's because I used to be like a long time ago. I mean, but that's so long ago. She should have like forgotten about that by now. Because I used to like do oh my goodness, weddings. Oh, honestly, guys, that weddings, mm-mm-mm, those are the worst. I mean, I did like family portraits, babies, that was great, maternity, but weddings, oh my God. Ooh, man, some of the things that would go on, if it's like, I think for those of you that are like single or engaged, or, you know, you might get married again sometime in the future for whatever reason. Um, okay, I have got some advice. As the bride, never, ever drink anything before you get married. If you're going to do that, wait like until after like the photographer has taken like all the pictures. That is my only advice, because I have noticed that brides, when on the day of the wedding, they are very, very nervous. And it seems like the alcohol just hits them, even if it's like a sip, it gets to them a lot faster than normal. And it shows in the pictures. You know, you have that stressed out, like deer, like your eyeballs are like huge and you're freaking out. So that's just a tip in case you're, ooh, look at that. Did I do it? Oh, what, a couple of more? Oh, look at that. You know how nice it is to not be rushed. I can sit here and chit chat with you guys while I get this done. You know, I was afraid that I was going to run out of time. And then, you know how I always have to like rush at the end and like stop what I'm doing and like say goodbye and turn the button off. Ooh, I like that. Oh, let me try that on. Yeah, exactly. Susanna. Yes. Susan. Yes. Most brides haven't eaten for 2 or 3 days. And then they drink. Oh my God. Okay. And you know, it's really funny because like for the engagement pictures, I mean, they're so cute, like smiling and just like they look so good. And I thought to myself, ooh, this is going to be an easy, easy couple. And then the day of the wedding, there's like, ooh, ooh. It's like, and then they're like, oh, my photographer made me look ugly. Gee, thanks. Okay, so we're there. See how this is a slightly like over. And just so you know, just in case you need, like, you're like, oh, I don't feel like I've got the 6-inch wrist. What I did with the 0.5 millimeter, and this is the 0.5 millimeter wax jewelry cord. I did 85. I think I mentioned that a bit ago. I just did like 85 macrames, and that's what got me to the number that I needed. Okay, so now here is the fun part. This is, okay. This is, and that's why I put 2 colors on here, because I wanted you to be able to see exactly what I was doing. Okay, so now we have to come in here, and the part that we macrameed onto, we're going to crisscross them over. Okay, let me get my 2 clips ready. Okay, so one of them, I mean, what the goal is, since you got to crisscross them over, I mean, there's no way to get like both of them like on top. you know, because once you crisscross something over, one will be on the top and one will be on the bottom. So one of them, when you finish, you know, doing your macrame, see that one will be on the bottom, the other one will be on the top. So now we're going to come in and clip this, just like the best way that you can. You know, it doesn't, let me scoot this one over a little bit more and get these out of the way. Just clip it however. Okay. Okay, we want this out of the way. Okay, this is gonna get interesting. Okay. I know some of you like have followed my macrames in the past, and especially if you're new, I've got that little tip. Oh my goodness. See that little bump right there. When you're macrameing, if after I do a top knot, this little bump is going to be on the opposite side. So when you come, so this lets me know that I need to do a top knot. If this little lump was on the other side, it will let me know I need to do a bottom, because, you know, sometimes when, you know, you're macrameing away and you know, your phone rings or something happens and you get back to it, you're just like, what was I doing, a top or a bottom? And if you do it wrong and you keep going, it's going to bother you because you're going to see that weird lump where you just like went wrong. So this lets me know I need to do a top knot. So I'm going to do a top over all the threads, and I'm going to do 6. So there's top, bottom, top, is top. Okay, is that, let me lock the focus in. Oh, see, I almost did that. Okay, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, and bottom. Okay, so there's 6. And I'm going to be using like a thread zap as opposed to a lighter, because this is very thin thread and I don't want to like kind of like blast through it. And if you use these things, I think I've mentioned it before that I'm trying to concentrate here. If let me, yeah, I'm going to put my hand underneath so that way I could like, I feel like a surgeon. Woo, girl. All right, right there. If you use, I kid you not, these things last forever. Use lithium. They're more expensive, but you know, I did the math. I spend the same amount of money on the alkaline batteries as I do the lithium, because with the alkaline, I was changing them out like every 3 weeks. With the lithium, it's like literally, guys, like every 3 months. They last, I don't know what, that's kind of weird. I don't know what is in those. So I'm going to turn this around. And now this one is, I'm going to concentrate on having it like on the bottom part of this macrame piece. So yeah, are there any like scientists here, any chemists like in the house? Okay, I'm gonna just clip that and kind of twist it, hold it. Because God, what is it about lithium? I mean, is it dangerous? Am I doing something weird? Okay, so now I'm gonna put all these, I'm gonna put this all on the bottom. Let me get these all down there. Okay. Nice and snug. And if this, let's see how this is kind of slipping. You could take one of your little tiny clips that come with your board, which here it is. And you could just like put it right there, just to give it a little extra like oomph. So on this one, let me see, do I do a top or a bottom? Okay, top. So I'm going to do 6. 1, whoops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. All right. And then I'm gonna come in here and I'll tell you, okay, a couple of things I tried that were different. Hang on, let me just concentrate. Wait a minute, tap it down. Because when you, Holly, and this is for you or anyone else, it's like new to macrame. When you're making these like slider things, you want to leave that extra because that little extra piece of string, it's going to act as like a little teeny weeny button. So if you cut too close and you can't melt a little tab down, then you know the bracelet will end up. Ooh, I'm so glad it's 10 to the hour. I can go over. Isn't that like? Oh, I just love it. Oh, I'm not the least bit rushed right now. I'm just loving it. So then see that it closes. And I'm sure when I put it on, it'll be a lot easier than that other one. And okay. Oh, I'm not finished yet. So the next thing you want to do is you put it on and then open it up a little bit. So you want to keep opening the bracelet until it's open enough for you to get it on and off. And the reason you want to do that, really important, because I got this question, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but someone was wondering how to get rid of the dangles so they're not so long. And as a matter of fact, I think it was last week. They were just like, the dangles are too long. Like, how do I like fix it? And my response was, I will work on it, because if you sell your bracelets, you want a length that will fit both 6, 7, 7.5-inch wrists. For the 6-inch wrist, when you close it all the way, those things will be longer. But if you have a 7 to the 7.5, they'll be shorter. So finding that like I don't even know how to say it though. The whatever that sweet point, like spot, or like however, like to make them. That's really the tough part. So what I do now is I open it. That's as much as I want it open. So I just come in here and just like put like a, I mean, it doesn't have to be like perfect, but just a stop knot, just a stop knot on the end there, just to like, you just hold this and then pull, and then there you've got your stop knots. And then one thing I like to do, let's see what we got. Let's have some fun. No, should I put, nah, that doesn't match. Let's see, what do I have? Let me see about my little bowl of beads. And I like these little bowls. These are like little sauce, like thingies. They're great for beads, by the way, guys. Ooh, let's see, I've got a silver here. I'm going to put like I'll put these silver beads. Let's grab them. Okay. And I swear I've got so many of these. I just love, love, love. I mean, let's just tighten that. Put the next one on. And this doesn't have to be like death grip tight. You just make your overhand knot. Whoops. And just stick that on there and then pull it till the knot gets up to the bead and tighten. I like to do 3 magnetic bowls for my metal beads and findings. Let me see, are these magnetic? Oh my goodness. I've got all these like crazy magnets all over the place. Let's see. Well, those aren't, but the beads are. I think as let's see. No. I know that is such a good idea, having the magnetic. Yeah. And then let's see, I'm going to put that last one on there and tighten that. pull and tighten. And then for that last one, I like to really tighten it and then trim this off. Boop, and take a lighter and melt it. God, magnetic bowls. I do, you know what? Always wait like a couple of seconds. I'm gonna finish the other side too. Let me see, what else do I do? Like for storage, I use lots of plastic drawers. I mean, like in the when I like the plastic drawers that. Let me see if I could show you one real quick in case you don't know what I'm talking about. Like these guys. See how they're thin? They're about, I don't know, probably about an inch or so. I like shallow drawers, especially for like findings and stuff, because I mean, with a deep drawer, it's like, no. It's like too much stuff. It's like a big purse. If the bigger the purse, the more like junk you carry. So the bigger the drawer, the more like stuff you put in there, and then you can't find anything when you're looking for it. Yeah. My leather and cord reels are on dowels and my wire is on. See, that's really smart. Uh-oh. That was not smart. What did I do? Let me just put the knot first. You know what? Man, storage. One thing that I do, you know what, I'll do that. I should do like a live stream on my website. So, you know, talk about storage. That'll be my next thing. Because it's not exactly like a topic. Unless maybe JTV sells storage stuff. I don't know. We should check it out. But I do have some pretty good like storage like solutions, but not for storing your jewelry, because boy, I think one of my biggest storage problems is like storing all my bracelets. Oh my God, I've got so many bracelets, and it's really sad because, you know, I buy the materials. You know, I thought, okay, because you know, like when I sell jewelry, I buy the materials. I said, okay, this is good. I'm selling this. And then I make the bracelet and I love it. And I'm like, I'm not selling that one. And that happens to me a lot. I mean, it is terrible. I end up saving everything because I'm like, I feel like I'm getting rid of a kitten, you know? There's just like no way. So I have like literally like hundreds of bracelets, and now I've got hundreds plus one. Ooh, okay. Look at that. How cute is it? And I got to finish the whole thing. And you know, I know it looks like it's like overexposed, but it's really not. It's because my let me see if I could turn down the exposure here just a tad. Nope. Just so you can get like the full. Yeah, because when you're dealing with like these really bright, blingy things, oh my God, look. Oh my gosh. And see, it's going to be easy to close. See that? Because remember, you have to let it overlap a little bit and just do like 6 macrames. Because if you see let me just kind of go back over this so you can see the difference. Okay, that one. Because you could see on this one here, I did like I don't know, like maybe 12 past, and I think that was part of the problem. Because honestly, you don't need much. And in case you're wondering, you're like, well, can you make this with other string materials? And my answer is yes. I made this one with Eslon. And the measurements were the same. But, you know, the funny thing with this one, which I was just like, perfect. I talk about removing wax with the waxed cord because it's too waxy. Eslon is not waxed at all. So I had to put wax. And the wax, let me tell you a little bit about waxes. Okay. If you want something sticky, like when you're doing macrame, because let me turn my exposure back up. Oop, nope, wrong way. This way and that way. Why does it look so white? Do I have extra lights in here or something? I don't know, but it's like kind of bright, right, guys? Let me see. Well, everything's good. I don't know. Maybe my light bulbs are like going nuts or something. But sticky, you want bees. If you need something slidey, then use paraffin. Sticky, because beeswax, it just adds tack. And then this one, it just makes, why would you want something, oh, that's a good question. Okay, when do I use this stuff? And when I use this one, the paraffin, I use very, very little. And I use it if I am making a mala using a braided cord that is not waxed. Because a lot of the braided cords that I use have just they're slightly waxed, but the wax is not beeswax. So that way when you do your knotting, you could do it like fast and easy. So if I'm using a braided cord that doesn't have it, then you got to put it's just like crazy. But the other thing I wanted to show you, because, oh, Gina, late Gina. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. Oh, you guys are so awesome. And, you know, I really want to thank everyone because without you guys, there would be no show. But I do want to like touch on this one last thing. Shelly. Hello, Shelly. You know, and I see all your, let's see, I have a flash. Oh, a flashlight. Ooh, what's the flashlight for? I'm not the only one who drops. Okay. See, I can't. I wish I wish I could like read all the comments while I'm doing the show, but it's almost impossible. Okay, so let me talk about these before I depart for the day. Back to, where's that bracelet? Okay, guys, you got to help me find it. Where's the bracelet with those? What did I do with it? Nope. Oh my God, I've got so many bracelets here. The one with those beads. Do I have it on? Ah, yes, there it is. This one. Okay. I know, right, Kathy? Oh, I need help taking pics. You know what, guys? One of these days, I'll do a live stream on my website where I've got some tips on how to actually take good pictures with your iPhone, because it is doable. But there are tricks. Like the big thing is the white balance. In case you know, some of you don't know what that is, but I'll have to do that because it's very, very doable. It's just you got to know like a few like little things. Okay, these guys, I want to show you real quick how, and it's going to be like, maybe this will be a lesson in the future, but this is going to be just a basic, like quick and easy. But I'm just going to start off. I'm just going to pretend like this is not here because of the time problem. Okay, this is a nylon. This is a Griffin number 10. And I just ripped that off. I don't know why I do that. Maybe everybody does. But if you use this cord, it's got the kinks. You could use a flat iron, which I do like all the time to get rid of it. But I just want to like basically give you, excuse me, like I'm coughing, the like how to get that bead on, because that, you know, it's like that's kind of tricky because, you know, it's kind of strange. Like, how did you do that? So the trick is you take a bead. Let me tell you, I like these so much that I like them so much that I dropped one on my carpet, and I'm like, I'm not going to vacuum my studio until I find that bead because I like them that much. Do you guys ever have that one bead or beads you're just like, there's like no way It's not going to happen. I'm not going to vacuum until I find it. So I dropped one, and because they're so cool, they're so useful. So the way you get that bead on, okay, let's say you're making like a bracelet. Let's see, so you need to put a bead on the end. So let me just grab some random bead here. I'm not going to get into the whole thing. I'm just going to get into like, ooh, that's a big hole. No, okay, I'll grab that one. Okay, let's just do this one. So you put the bead that's going to go on the end like this. See that bead? So you're going to slide that on first, all the way to the end. Because you always want to work from the end of the string. Okay, so let's put a knot on there. And honestly, this is the part where I always mess up. Okay, so let's put, we're going to put a knot on here to lock it down. So you could use your knotting awl and just get that all the way down. See that? So we're going to tighten that. I found a tiny vacuum at Ollie's for $5. Ollie's? Ooh, tell me about Ollie's, because I was listening to a Mr. Ballin podcast, and there was he mentioned Ollie's. Like, let me guess, Ollie's is a hardware store, right? Am I right? Ooh, now I feel so smart. Is that, I need to know. Oh my God, who mentioned Ollie's? Because there ain't no Ollie's out in Texas or California. Okay, I'm like, I gotta see that. Let's see. Who mentioned Ollie's? Oh my God, see, I can't go back. Oh, it's a discount store. Okay, well, I was wrong. Hardware store, discount store. I gotta check that out. Okay, so since this is a synthetic, I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna melt that into a ball just to like get that in there. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to put that little rondelle on, okay? And this is, I'm just making a string bracelet here, guys, because I'm not going to get fancy. Okay, and let's say you do like your bracelet business, like whatever it is you're going to do, whether it's knotting. So you have that bead like dangling in there. So let's say I'm going to make a bracelet with knots, which I'm not going to do. I'm just going to put I'll make this 2 inches. Let's see, right about there. Right there. Okay. 2 inches. And let's say I do like whatever, like boom, boom, boom. This I usually do 6 inches of like beads, knots. Should I put beads? Why not? I've got some time. Let me, because I just want to show you. I need some beads that I could put on like really, really fast. What do I got? Okay, let me grab a strand of these guys. This is perfect because they're big. I could string them on fast, and that way you guys could see what I'm doing. When I'm doing these bracelets, the total length I aim for is 10. I should do it maybe on one of these days. I mean, even though it's like simple, and some of you guys are like, oh God, girl, I know that. You might learn something interesting, because when I first started like doing it, it took me, I don't know, a little bit to wrap my head around it. But once I got it, it's like, it totally made sense. So I'm going to like put 6 inches of beads on here. So this will be 6 inches of beads. And I'm not going to put any knots or anything. It's just going to be like straight beads. Is that 6 inches? Let's see. Oh my, oh, legs. Wasn't that what they were called? Okay, is this 6 inches? Oh my, I remember those. Oh my goodness. Do they even make those anymore? Oh my God. I remember back in the day when you had to wear like pantyhose to work. Oh my God. And it'd get written up if you didn't wear, oh my God, those things are hideous. Oh, and I don't like them. Okay, let's see. Is that 6 inches? Ooh, that's a little bit over, but that's okay. Okay, so this part here was 2. Remember, I got that little bead on there. This is 6 inches. I'm going to tie this into a knot right there. And remember, I'm working from the end. I'm going to take my knotting awl and give this a nice, really came in. Oh my, save the eggs for Easter. Yeah, that thing was like the size of an ostrich egg, right? I think I remember that. Okay, so there we have that. Boom. See that? Now what you do, this is the really, really, really cool. I know, right, Pat? Woo-hoo, I love it. I feel devious. So what you do is you come back through, and I cannot stress this enough because it happens to me every single time. I always forget not to tie this bead in somewhere, or I forget to put it on or something. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come back in through that little tiny spacer bead and pull it through. Just like that. And there you have it. It's like, what size? Did I use the wrong size? Oh no. Was it 12? See, that's too loose. Oh my goodness. Well, if it comes out, that shouldn't have happened. Maybe I used a, let me take a look. Maybe I used a 12 on my, and then I thought it was a 10. Let me get that bracelet. Where is it? This one. Okay. Oh, you know what? This one does look yeah, that one's definitely thicker than that one. So what I used is was a 12. So when you do this, use the Griffin 12, not the Griffin 10. But that's not a big deal because I can fix this. Because the only thing I'd have to do is, let's see, how would I fix it? I could just put like a little macrame slide knot right here. I know that Christy does that a lot because I think Christy's on our show today. Very talented. And then that way you can get that little slider. But these little slider things like this, they're really, really nice. So if you find any bead that you can put like a slider on with, let's see, will that even, no, that's a little bit too loose. But the tension, the amount of tension that you're going for is like, you could just feel a little bit of resistance. Because if it's loose like this one is, it's going, it's not going to like hold, but you just like kind of tug it a little bit and it stays. But isn't that cool? I just love it. Me too. Let's see, could you use this for earrings with less beads? Oh, you mean something like this, Rhonda, where you put a, oh, yeah, I do earrings actually with you could, yeah, totally make earrings like just like I wish I had a pair here, but I do make these really cute earrings that are with thread like this. You could, actually, that's a good idea. I think I see where you're coming from. You string the bead on, put like a jump ring, and then come back over and then slide that thing up, and then that's a really good idea. I really like that. Maybe I'll experiment with that and then come up with a show. But I think that's a really good idea. I like that. Or something like tiny, and then I'm thinking moose knot with. Oh, don't get me started like tassel type with like I mean, I think that's the fun about this board is that you can get really really like your mind just starts going with like different ideas because I teach so many different techniques, and then a lot of the projects that I do is like combining them to make just like crazy, like bracelets and necklaces. And I think that like this one here, I'm thinking, I mean, even if, let me just take this part off. Oh yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. Okay, so this bracelet, I'm thinking another thing that I can do if I get really ambitious is I can like have 2 strands coming off the sides. See that? I mean, and it completely changes. I mean, that is so cool. And then, I'm thinking, oh, just different designs, maybe a different pattern. I mean, it can just go on and on and on. So, and this, okay, I don't know if you can see it, but this could actually like be a necklace, which I was going to try to do that last night when I made this. I thought, oh, you know what? I can cut this off if I don't want this ring. And in case you guys didn't know, metal can be filed. So it is possible to like get a pair of cutters, cut this off, and then just smooth it like with a nail file. And it'll be just like just a plain old ring. But the thing was this was too lightweight for this particular, like, because it just kind of like hung there kind of funny. I don't know if you could see that, because when I tried to like make it into a necklace, it was just kind of kept going lopsided on me. So anyway, so the products, make sure if you buy anything today, get these, because I think they're fantastic. And also, I just also wanted to like mention on the kit. Oh, where's this kit? Well, I have everything in my little box here, but the Beadle-On kit, the head pins, they bend really, really nice, because I don't like head pins where you're doing your thing and you try to like you're trying to wrap it, and there's so much memory in them that they're too stiff. But these give a really, really like a clean cut. Maybe let me see if I've got my tools here to like actually do them so I can show you, because I was really surprised, because I hadn't bought like head pins for a long time unless they were sterling silver because of that. Let me see, do I have some wire bending pliers here? Let's see. Round nose, where are you? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna just do a loop right here. Oh, these are a lot. Oh, these are stiffer. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. I guess they're different gauges, like of like head pins that are in the kit, but you just never know when you're going to need like a different gauge. Or let me get my flat nose something or another's here. Anything. Let's see what we got. Well, I'm gonna have to use these guys. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna hold it, and then they just do such a good job. That's what I look for when I'm looking for like head pin stuff. It just when you do that wrap, it just does it. It doesn't like spring back. It's nice and clean. Really, really like it. So so this kit is very handy. And plus, look at these really cute little, oh my goodness, I love these. Look at these little heart clasps. And the nice thing, I don't know what metal this is. How do you open this? Oh, is it that? Oh yeah, look at that. Very cute. But really nice. And if you don't have a Knotty-Do-It-All, definitely get one. And don't forget to use your Brilliant Cash. And the last thing I want to say before I go that I found out yesterday, because I was looking on my JTV account to see like when does my Brilliant Cash like renew. So I was looking at all the the terms and conditions. This is really interesting. It's something I did not know. You're on the first day of your birth month. I always thought it was like on your birthday, like you would get your Brilliant Cash. I don't know if you get $30 or $40. Let me see, what is it that we get on your birthday? Okay, $20. Okay. you get that at the beginning of the month, at the first day of the month. So regardless whether your birthday's on the 1st, 15th, 20th, 30th, you get that credit at the beginning of the month, and you have until the end of the month to use it. So if your birthday falls on like the 28th or leap year, or you need to use it before then. So I just want to let you guys know that, because I always thought that it was like on your birthday, then 30 days. Anyway, that wraps up today's show. I think we got a lot covered. So remember, with the stainless steel rondelles, which were my favorite thing on the show, my other favorite thing. I wish they sold them in big bags. Anyway, guys, have a happy new year, and I will see you guys next week. You take it easy, and thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye.